Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be walking through how to solve LeetCode 1 to sum. So I'm going to be breaking down the question, doing a full visual kind of explanation of how we're going to be solving it, and then I'm going to jump into writing some code. So before I get into that, let me just say, if you are serious about this kind of stuff, you want to get better at LeetCode questions, you want to get better at data structures, you want to get better at algorithms, say whether it's for college, whether it is for an interview, an internship, whatever it is, then I would highly recommend checking out the link in the description. First link in the description for the best course, the best resource on this kind of stuff. So let's get into the question. So let's read it first. Given an array of integers nums and an integer target, return indices of two numbers such that they add up to target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution, and you may not use the same element twice. You can return the answer in any order. So let's look at the examples that we have here. So we have nums with 2, 7, 11, 15, and a target of 9. So we've returned the indices 0 and 1, and that is because the element at indice 0, 2, and the element at indice 1, 7, 2 plus 7 add up to 9. So that's kind of how we're doing it. It's really helpful that there is only one solution. It makes this simpler, and we should also look at the other examples because there's some important things to note. So particularly, I'm going to skip to this one and then we'll jump back to example 2. For nums of 3 and 3, with the target of 6, we've returned 0 and 1 because element at 0 and element at 1, 3 plus 3 equals 6. So this is where we kind of notice this part. You can't use the same element twice. So even though they are the same numbers, they are distinct elements. But if we return to 0, 0 or 1, 1, that would be incorrect because that would be the same element. So it's important to kind of distinguish between that. And then if we look at example 2, just for good measure, 3, 2, 4, with a target of 6, we returned elements at index 1 and 2, which are 2 and 4, which add up to 6. So that kind of all makes sense. We've taken a look at the question, so now it's time to think about this visually and think about how we're going to solve it. So I've got this example here for example 1, and I've kind of written it visually. So we have our array of numbers, and then we have our target of 9. So essentially, what we need to do is we need to find two elements in here that add up to this target here. So in this case, obviously it's the first two as we saw, but it could be, if the target was different, it could be these, it could be these, it could be these. It could really just be any combination of elements in here. So the way we're going to need to do it, I mean, there's a number of ways we're going to do it, but the way that we're going to do it in this one is go through each element and basically see, we're going to work out how, what number we need to reach the target. And then we're going to see, have we seen that number before? And if we haven't, then we'll skip to the next one. And then we'll go, okay, so this is the number that we need. Have we seen it before? No, skip to the next one, and so on and so forth. So to kind of think about it for this one, we'll start at 2. Then we're going to say, okay, we need a 7. Have we seen 7 before? No, because we're at the first element. So what we need to do, getting into the actual implementation, we're going to have a dictionary of all the numbers that we have seen and with their index. So we're going to say, okay, we haven't seen 7 before, so we can't add up to the target just yet. But just in case 2 is needed, we're going to add 2 with a value of 0. And then we're going to go into the next one. So we're going to go to 7. Okay, and so 9 takes 7 equals 2. So we need the number 2. We need to find, have we seen 2 before? And we look here and we go, okay, sweet, we have seen 2 before. So where is 2 located? Okay, it's located at 0. So now we can return that. But let's just say that this target is different. Let's say, I'm not sure. Let's say it's 17. So we're going to need to go all the way to the end. So if that wasn't the case, then we go, okay, we haven't seen 10. So let me add 7 to here. Okay, now we go to 11. So 17 take 11 is 6. Have we seen 6 before? No, we haven't. So I'm going to add, I'm going to add 11 in here. 11 at 2. Okay. And then we go to 15 and we go 17 take 15 equals 2. Have we seen 2 before? Yes. So then we return 0 and 3. So that's kind of how we're going to be doing it. This is really great because it means we only have to make one pass through the entire array. A more brute force style way, which maybe in the first way you thought of it, is that we could go, so let's find all the combinations for 2. So 2 plus 7, 2 plus 11, 2 plus 15. Okay, no solution. So now we go 7 plus 11, 7 plus 15, no solution. Okay, 11 plus 15. And kind of that's one way to do it, which is really brute force, but it has a lot higher time complexity, whereas we're just going through it one time, which is really great. So now let's actually write some code since we've seen how to solve the problem. So we'll start off with we'll initialize that dictionary that we were talking about, which holds the indices of where we can find the numbers. Then now we need to go through every element in nums. So this is how we're going to iterate through nums. So we're going to do for I num in enumerate nums. And so if you haven't seen this before, what this is going to do, this is going to be the index. So and this is going to be the actual value. So for the first one, it's going to give us an I of 0 and a num of 2. And for this one, it's going to give us an I of 1 and a num of 7. So this just allows us to have access to the index and the num really easily. It could be done, you can do this a number of ways, but this is just an easy way to do it. So then we need to work out what number do we actually need to add up to the target. So need is equal to target take num. And then we need to see, hey, have we seen this need value before? Have we actually gone through it? So we go if need is in indices. And so if this is true, that means we've seen the number that we need before. It's in the list and we've already iterated through it and we have its exact index. Then we're going to return I, which is the current number that we're iterating through, and then the index of the number that we need to add up to the target. Okay? If we haven't seen the number that we need yet, then what we're going to do is we're going to add the current number to the list of indices. And then finally, just to have a default path to make sure this function is always returning a value, we're going to return 0, 0 at the end. So if we run this code, we should see it pass. And then I'm going to submit it. And as you can see, we have passed all of the tests. So that is how you solve two-sum LeetCode. I hope this video was really helpful. I hope the explanation was clear. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.